Hey everybody, it's Alex here. I'm sort of between projects at this moment where I am working on a new script for Movie Questions Answered, but the script isn't even near completion yet, and I'm kind of trying to juggle some other stuff. I'm actually even thinking of some different projects I could do at this time, but I really didn't want people to think I'd forgotten about all of you, so to fill the gap I thought I'd record another commentary, and I decided to do this episode because this was sort of the big episode for me in a lot of ways. It was my first episode with Channel Zero, so that was a big deal. I think that helped me get a lot of views because it was like, hey, new kid in town, let's check him out. But the real clincher and what got me out, or why I consider this the big breakthrough episode, is that it has actually been immortalized as Reviewtopia's pick of the week for the week it came out. There's a funny story as to how that happened. I noticed my friend, that long-haired creepy guy, had one pick of the week, and it's funny, I congratulated him and he didn't even know about it, and I decided to look back. And bear in mind, this was in July when I saw this. I looked back and it's like, what else won pick of the week? Oh my goodness, that's me! But, and in case you were all wondering, this joke is a reference to Kid Icarus, which I was playing a lot at the time. And what made this episode popular? Was it the title that was Labyrinth fan baiting? Was it the Michael McDonald tagline that caught people's attention? Well, I think the other thing is the fact that every joke was on. And this is one of the jokes I really like in this episode. It's actually something that had been in my back burner for some time. And it's also the first time I've used you-know-who's name in vain. And I'm sure some people are kind of surprised it took me that long to do it, while some are surprised I even would do that. But I consider that, I think that's one of the strengths of doing a show with a format like this, is that if I think about someone like the Nostalgia Critic or Linkara, you know, if they miss the boat for a joke, I mean, you know, since they're talking about specific subject matter, you know, that ship has sailed. Like, I remember I had a conversation with Linkara when he reviewed a Catwoman comic where she ripped off Batman's mask, and I told him he should have used the clip where Christopher Walken said in Batman Returns, "Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman?" And he was like, "Oh, that would have been awesome, I should have done that." I don't have that problem, though. I will admit one regret, that even though I did the second take that aired after the credits with the Han shooting Greedo joke. Oh, and in case anybody was wondering, I'm playing Perfect Dark here, but back to the subject. I really regret not using the Super Star Wars and only playing that as an alternate take after the credits, because I think that really was the funnier joke and the one I wanted to go for. But other than that, you know, if I miss an opportunity for a joke, it's like, hey, there's always next episode. But there was also a funny story with the Charlie or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory joke, because since it was my first episode on Channel Zero, I posted a request thread, and Kamex Koopa, a good friend of mine who's been very supportive of me, actually posted that question in the request board the day I posted this video. But I always get a laugh about that. I remember my friend Big Black Hatman did a similar thing, asking about the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was in the second episode. Though I told him he should do a an interview with himself on his show Behind the Webcam, which he already did. So, I guess turnabout is fair play. And here we arrive at what I consider the joke that no doubt put this episode on the map. I actually kind of got the idea for this joke when I told Sursa Mirsa that I sing like Michael McDonald, and she didn't know who that was, but said he's like George Lucas with singing. So I got the idea of mistaking George Lucas for Michael McDonald, and I think that's already good enough as is. But just the idea of taking it to the extreme that he actually has a song about the Star Wars movies that's based on taking it to the streets. Although it's kind of hard to listen to now because I actually can play Taking It to the Streets somewhat properly on piano. I actually plan on doing a bonus video. I kind of have to connect the dots a little better and learn some fills, but once I actually learn that, I'm probably going to post a bonus video. And of course, we all know now that joke is kind of dated because Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 are on the way. So I guess in terms of missing the boat on jokes, I'm kind of glad I got that one in on time. I've had some very bad timing on this show. I make a joke about Star Wars 7, 8, and 9, and then those movies actually are on the way. The episode after this, I do the Carlton dance because I was doing a tie-in with Mars Attacks. And, by the way, what I said in the about Mars Attacks, that's totally a true story, but I digress. I do the Carlton dance, and then a few days later, the Nostalgia Chick posts a video where everyone's doing the Carlton dance, and then episode 11 is about Total Recall. Oh, and by the way, this speech is from God Gave Rock and Roll to You by Kiss, which I thought about playing over the credits, but I decided, I'm already using Magic Dance, why not play that over the credits? Anywho, for episode 11, I posted the video and I talked a lot about Total Recall, and then, I posted that the day after, because I always sort of post my videos around that time when Doug posted his review of Total Recall, it's like, oh, are you kidding me? I'm gonna look like I'm just ripping off Doug, but then again, I always post my videos on the same day as Nostalgia Critic videos, so I already do kind of piggyback on his success. And I guess that's what I get. But yeah, winning Reviewtopia's Pick of the Week, that was a really big deal for me because I look at some of the other videos that have gotten that, like absent commentator videos. I already mentioned that long-haired creepy guy. Animat won Pick of the Week, and now he's a contributor for Reviewtopia, so it really did make me feel good that I got that, even though they spelled my name wrong, but hey, I'm kind of used to that by now. And I'm sure that everybody at Channel Zero would be happy to see that, because since it was my first video for them, I gave the endorsement, so now my video has an endorsement for the site there. And that's my piece. I kind of went over the length, but hey, that's what you get when you make short videos like I do. So I'm out.